You've worked hard chasing success, yet somehow it still feels empty. What if true achievement isn't measured by wealth, status, or applause, but by the person staring back at you in the mirror? Today, we're diving deep into self-awareness, mindset growth, and the inner kind of success that truly transforms your life. Stick around, because this story might just change the way you see yourself and your journey to real fulfillment. I still remember the day clearly. I was standing in front of the mirror in my tiny apartment, the morning sun slicing through the blinds and painting stripes across my face. The reflection staring back at me wasn't what I expected. I looked successful, on paper at least. Sharp suit, tidy hair, phone buzzing with notifications. And yet, something inside me felt hollow. I whispered to myself, almost as if testing the sound of my own words, "Is this really it?" The mirror didn't answer, of course. It just showed me the version of myself I had worked so hard to build, the version everyone else saw. But deep down, I felt like I was looking at a stranger. Later that morning, I met my friend Maya at the local coffee shop. She had this energy, this quiet confidence that seemed effortless. Over steaming cups of cappuccino, I confessed my thoughts. "I don't get it, Maya," I said, tracing the rim of my cup. "I've hit goals, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but I don't feel successful. I just feel empty." Maya leaned back, smiled knowingly, and said, "You're looking at success all wrong. Most people do. You're measuring it by what others can see. Money, promotions, likes. But the kind of success that lasts, that really matters, comes from what you see in the mirror when no one else is watching." Her words hit me harder than I expected. I wanted to argue, to defend my hard work, but I couldn't. Because deep down, I already knew she was right. That night, I stood in front of my mirror again, only this time I did something different. I didn't look at the suit, the phone, the accolades. I looked at me, not the version the world applauded, but the version I often ignored, the person who was scared, ambitious, flawed, yet still trying. And for the first time in months, I felt something stir inside me, awareness. It was subtle at first, a whisper of understanding, a sense that maybe success wasn't about proving something to the world, but about being honest with myself, about growing into someone I could respect when the lights were off and the applause faded. I began asking myself questions I had avoided for years. Am I proud of the person I am today? Do I treat myself with the same patience I give everyone else? If I had nothing but my own reflection, would I be satisfied with what I see? The answers weren't easy. Some days I didn't like what I saw at all. But the point wasn't perfection. It was presence. It was learning to sit with myself without judgment, to confront my fears and limitations honestly, and to realize that the real measure of success starts in silence, in that private dialogue with the person staring back at you. The next few weeks were strange. I started noticing things I had never really seen before. A coworker's genuine smile, the sound of the rain against my window, even the way my own laughter felt in my chest. I realized I had spent so long chasing approval that I'd forgotten how to feel content inside. One afternoon, I decided to test myself. I took a long walk through the park, just me and the crunch of autumn leaves under my feet. I brought my journal, something I hadn't touched in months. Sitting on a bench, I wrote a single question at the top of the page. Who do I want to be when no one is watching? I didn't have an answer immediately, but the act of asking it, that tiny, honest confrontation with myself, was enough to shake something loose. Later, at a small cafe tucked into a quiet street, I ran into an old mentor, Mr. Langley. He was the kind of person who always seemed calm, even when the world was chaotic. Over coffee, I confessed my struggles again, almost like I had to hear it out loud to believe it myself. "I don't know how to feel successful anymore, sir. I've hit goals, checked boxes, but the satisfaction doesn't last. It's fleeting." He nodded slowly, taking a sip of his tea. He said, "Abagawa, I want to tell you something important. True success isn't what you collect, it's what you cultivate inside yourself. It's the patience, the integrity, the courage to face yourself honestly, even when it hurts. The world doesn't give medals for that, but it's what keeps your life meaningful." I remember sitting there, letting his words sink in. I realized that every project, every milestone, every trophy I had earned, it was all external. None of it mattered if I couldn't look in the mirror and feel at peace with the person I'd become in the process. That night, I tried something new. I stood in front of my mirror and said out loud, "I may not have everything figured out. I may fail. I may stumble. But I am committed to being honest with myself, to improving, and to valuing who I am as much as what I achieve." It felt awkward at first, almost silly. But as the days went on, I began to notice subtle changes. I made decisions not just for recognition or status, but because they aligned with my values. I started saying no to things that drained me and yes to opportunities that nurtured growth. And with every step, I felt a new kind of energy, quiet, steady, and undeniably powerful. By the time winter rolled in, I understood something fundamental. External success is temporary, but inner success, knowing you're living true to yourself, nurturing your mind, heart, and character, that lasts. It shines even when no one else is watching. And strangely, it makes the world notice anyway, because people are drawn to that kind of authenticity. Spring came slowly that year, painting the city in soft greens and sunlight that made everything feel alive again. I found myself standing once more in front of the mirror, the same one that had reflected emptiness months ago. But this time, the reflection was different. Not because anything in my life had changed dramatically, but because I had. I saw someone who had faced hard truths, someone willing to look fear and failure square in the eye. I saw the small victories I had earned quietly, the conversations I had listened to without judgment, the times I chose integrity over convenience, the moments I forgave myself instead of demanding perfection. It hit me suddenly, almost like a spark. This was what true success felt like. Not the applause, not the promotions, not even the recognition. It was the feeling that I was enough, that I was growing, that I was living in alignment with my values. And that sense of inner light radiated outward in ways I hadn't expected. That afternoon, I walked to a local community center where I volunteered on weekends. I ran into Maya again, and we laughed over the small chaos of kids running around. She leaned in, eyes bright, and said, "You look different, calm, centered. It's like you found your rhythm." I smiled, realizing that her observation wasn't about how I looked. It was about the energy I carried. I've stopped chasing the things I thought would define me. I've started chasing the person I want to be. And it feels real. It feels like living. We sat in silence for a moment, listening to the hum of life around us. I realized that life had a funny way of rewarding authenticity. When your inner world aligns with your outer world, everything else falls into place, not because you demanded it, but because it naturally followed. That night, I journaled again. I wrote a single sentence at the top of the page. I am my own mirror of success. I stared at it for a long time, letting the words sink in. True success isn't a trophy on a shelf or likes on a post. It's the quiet pride of knowing you lived honestly, grown intentionally, and nurtured the person inside you. It's waking up each day with integrity, patience, and the courage to face yourself without excuses. And here's the lesson I want to leave with you. Your reflection in the mirror is the ultimate test. When no one else is watching, when all the noise fades, the person staring back at you is the truest measure of what you've built in life. Ask yourself the hard questions. Cultivate growth in ways no one else sees. Make choices that honor your values, even when they go unnoticed. Because when your inner world is strong, authentic, and kind, success doesn't just shine for you, it radiates outward in everything you do. People notice it, opportunities follow, and the life you've always wanted begins to unfold naturally. But the first step, it's always looking in the mirror and saying, I am enough. I am growing. I am becoming the person I respect. So today, I challenge you. Before you chase the next goal, before you compare yourself to the world, take a moment. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself what true success means for you and start cultivating it from the inside out. Because that's the kind of success that lasts. That's the kind that shines quietly but powerfully from within. So here's the truth I've learned. The mirror doesn't lie. The person staring back at you is the real test of success. Every choice you make, every habit you build, every moment you face yourself honestly, it all adds up to the kind of life that truly matters. If you take anything from this story, let it be this. Stop chasing approval, status, or empty recognition. Start nurturing the person inside you, the one who will carry you through challenges, celebrate your wins quietly, and shine no matter what the world says. If this story resonated with you, take a moment tonight. Stand in front of your mirror and ask yourself, am I proud of the person I'm becoming? And then start building the life your reflection deserves. If you found value in this, hit like, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe for more stories that turn motivation into real, lasting growth. Remember, true success shines from within, and it begins with you.